Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. Alright, coming back with a quick lesson, about gaining, excuse me, about gaining experience in the truth. Alright, you're gonna experience, many things, alright, on this path, as it's gonna say in Sirach, alright. Glory, shame, you know what I'm saying? Ups, downs, it's all a learning experience to balance out your knowledge of the left and the right hand side, Everything that we go through is everything is just a learning experience. This whole America situation that we in is supposed to be a learning experience of what? Not, straying away from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's the whole point of this place. Alright. So on your walk, when you go through certain things, just make sure you gain the experience, alright, and keep the knowledge, or you just gonna end up just running around in circles, going through the same thing over and over again, alright, until you get it right. But it says, this Sirach 34:9, it says, a man that have traveled knoweth many things. Alright, a man that have traveled. Alright, because you gotta do this to get the experience. Experience don't just come to somebody who's sitting around. Alright. It says, and he that have much experience will declare wisdom, because when you go through things, now you can get a wisdom to the next man. Whether you succeeded, like I said earlier in the video, your glory and your shame, whether it was your glory or your shame, you still got that wisdom to pass to the next man. So he won't make the same mistake you made, or he won't make a mistake at all because you went through it and now you can give him the experience. So you're declaring wisdom. All right. Through your experience. All right. Just like anybody who grows, in anything. You could take let's take a rookie basketball player. All right. By his, let's say, third, fourth season, he got game to get to the young dude coming up now. Whereas he ain't know nothing before because he ain't experienced nothing. So the way that you're going to declare wisdom is to go through many things as you travel on this path. It says, he that have no experience knoweth little. How could he know much? He has no experience. And that's a lot of, that scripture remind me of 2/3 that try to give you advice and shit. You ain't got the right, you got experience, but it ain't the right experience though for me to, get advice from you. You're not giving me spiritual advice or no guidance or nothing like that. Everything you're just teaching me, or trying to teach me rather, is more on the carnal side of things. So they know of little. They'll tell you all they do is tell you how to make mistakes as it pertains to your relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We got boundaries and parameters, so it's certain things brothers can't do. I might have knew you back, a long time ago, and maybe that was a good plan. But now and that I'm so square now or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? You don't know shit. You don't know know of little. All right. Having no experience, because I've had experiences of Most High busting my ass for shit. You know what I'm saying? This guy doesn't. So to him, it's just he can live like a beast. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he has no conscience of anything. You just live like a beast. But we have to move spiritually. All right. So those people with no experience, all right, it's really no need to, listen to anything they say. All right. like Jay-Z got this line, you know what I'm saying, on one of his songs. He said everybody can show you how to do it, but they never did it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got some advice they can pull out their ass, you know what I'm saying, and say anything. If you really want to, you can give somebody advice on anything. All you gotta do is act like you did it, but that's, harming the next person. Alright, because you BSing. Now they going into let's say a quote unquote fight with their hands tied because you had no experience, you ain't know nothing, but you still trying to tell people shit, man. Alright. It says, but he that have traveled is full of prudence. Alright, the man that traveled, man. It says, when I traveled, I saw many things. Alright, seeing many things, going through many situations. Like I said, your glory and your shame. It's all in there. It's all intertwined. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see many things. You're going to do many things. You're going to succeed. You're going to fail. You know? But you got to travel to do these things. All right? It says, and I understood more than I can express. All right? Because you get so much knowledge just, when you really trying to apply the scriptures to your life. I mean, you get knowledge from damn near every situation, man. You continuously learn. But it says, I was oftentimes in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. So he was delivered because of the knowledge that he gained on his travels, man. Continuing to use what he learned. All right, now. Salaki, I'm looking for the scripture. All right, so this is Luke 15. I'm going to start at 10. It says, likewise, I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of Yahweh over one sinner that repenteth. All right. So the sinner that repenteth, all right, the angels enjoy that. The Lord enjoy that, man. All right. So if, like going back to Sirach on your travels, you may, like he said, I was oftentimes in danger of death, and we know sin is the wages of death, man. So you have to sometimes experience, like your shame, like I said, glory in your shame. You gotta experience that to be smart enough to stop doing the shit. Every man, that fall down, he ain't gonna get up, Every man that's beaten ain't necessarily broken, you know what I mean? Just gaining more experience, Now some niggas is just wicked, I know that, you know what I mean? Some niggas is just evil and wicked, so you know that nigga ain't gaining no experience, you know what I'm saying? But it says, and he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, says, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. All right, so the son went to the father, basically, wanted his father to, like we say, cash him out. All right. It says, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. Meaning he was just went out there and was partying. All right, he went on a journey, on a path. All right, he traveled. All right, and when he traveled on that path, he went out there and once again blew his money. You know what I'm saying? Partying. Shit that young dudes do, It says, and when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. So the famine came, now he's in want. He ain't got no money, you know what I'm saying, to do anything, all right? So this man is basically ass out, all right? Took his money, went to a far country, and not, too long of him being gone away, he was ass out, man. It says, and he went and joined himself to be a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. So now he here in rock bottom. He just had all the money. You was just kicking it, partying, whatever. Now famine come, you in the field feeding swine, man. That fast, right? It says, and he would fain have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. So he eating the same shit that swine eating, right? So it would seem like this man is ass out. He made a horrible decision in the beginning, all right, to go ask his father for a substance, and go basically blow it, man. All right. But as I'm gonna continue on, this is just this man experience, man. Yeah, he hit rock bottom, he ass out right now, but he's gaining experience. But through this whole time he's saying, damn, man, I should have just stayed at home. After that money was gone, famine came. Damn, I had food at home. We had food at home. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't broke at home. It says, and when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my fathers have bread and to spare, and I perish with hunger. See, there you go right there. Now he realizing what he had. You know what I'm saying? He realizing what he had now. All right. It says, and I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son, and make me as one of thy higher servants. All right. See, now this is him gaining the experience, man. All right. Made a bad decision, went off, did some dumb shit, hit rock bottom. All right, but now he's beginning to, come back around, man. All right, it says, and he arose and came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. All right, so he embraced his son. His son went down there with his head down. He was sorrowful for what he did, feel like he dishonored his father. All right, but his father immediately embraced him. All right, because the father knew, my son just had to go get that experience. You know what I'm saying? And he was just happy his boy. I'm going to keep reading it. I'm telling the story. I'm sure brothers done read this anyway. It says, and the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, Bring forth the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to be merry. Merry, all right? So he said, my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost, and now he's found. Because he had to go, like they even say that in the world, I gotta find myself. I know you heard some goofy person say that. I gotta find myself, But that's like real in this instance, because he had to go hit rock bottom to realize what he did was wrong initially through experience. So even though he did some crazy, like some really, unintelligent thing. You know what I'm saying? He's better for it, right? It says, now his eldest son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed the fatted calf, because he hath received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore come his father out and entreated him. So he mad because he feel like, what the son did, what his brother did, was wrong. And he doesn't understand why he's being received with open arms by the father. I guess he feel like the father should shut him off. All right, this nigga, Salakia. But this dude went off. I took the money, went off, blew all the money, was out there partying, come back, and now everybody is embracing him while I've been here the whole time. But it says, and he answering said to his father, lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment, and yet thou never gavest me a goat, that I might make merry with my friends. All right, but it says, but as soon as this thy son was come, which have devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found. All right. So the father understood that the son just needed the experience. And when he say he's found, this man, the prodigal son, which we know this is what this is. This man is going to be he's a better man now. All right, even though what he did was wrong. But he got that experience and he repented from what he was doing. And had he not went on that journey, if you will, he would have never got that wisdom. Now I'm not saying just doing the wrong thing, just do a whole bunch of wrong stuff and then you're going to get why. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying when you find yourself in a position sometimes that if you made smarter decisions, you wouldn't have been in, don't, shun off the tribulation that it brought, because you can, it's like the prodigal son, man. He was sorrowful. He got that wisdom. He was sorrowful, and he's never going to do that again. Right? So going back to Sirach 34:12, I was oftentimes in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things, because of the wisdom. So that wisdom he gained, he applied it. He didn't get all proud when he was over in that other land, like, man, well, I already left, so I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do that. He just went home sorrowful. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make that quick lesson, man. I hope it was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.